My friends, on Altrincham Council in Trafford in Manchester, there are a total of six Conservative councillors. That's a tiny sum for such a large council. The vast majority of the councillors on this council are Labour Party politicians. And the council have been forced into having a meeting including the public and the police and other public services, forced by those six Conservative councillors because there was such an outcry of public demand for such a meeting, because of the fact that 300 illegal migrants were being foisted upon the local community. And a shocking admission was made that actually, at a time when you at home struggle to actually access your NHS hospital, if you have a heart attack right now, I don't fancy your chances, because the waiting lists at A&E, especially over the winter period, are going to get a hell of a lot worse. Public demand for public services is already under immense strain, and mass migration and illegal migration aren't helping that in any way, shape or form. Here's that shocking admission that illegal migrants coming here, paying out, entering the country illegally, will be getting private health care, a better provision of care than you can ever expect.
And there's things like the input to hospitals, doctors, dentists, the facilities we have. We're already fairly stretched, I feel, in the area. Is that going to be something?
So my understanding is they're contracted with GoDoc, which I think is the sort of nighttime service. It's a private doctor's system. And my understanding, that's not a statement of fact, but that should mean they won't be putting weight on our local
the local surgeries or the local doctors.
That's crazy. We're on 3 years waiting list at the hospital, and we're finding out that our service that's given to taxpayers in the UK isn't good enough.
Well said.
And they're in Trafford. Are they really seriously on
again, well, let's find out. I think it's important. Is it a burden on us? Is the council paying for that? I know the council are getting some funding to support this. I know it's inadequate.
It's not the council, by the way, it's the taxpayer. Yeah, so again, I reiterate that point. It isn't he said, oh, the council might be paying for that. Actually, no, hang on a minute. It is those who pay local taxation that are funding the council. There's no such thing as council money. There's no such thing as government money. There are taxpayers and ratepayers of council tax. They are the ones funding this. They are the ones that will be funding this private healthcare for illegal migrants who shouldn't be in the bloody country in the first place. So, in a clip that you might have seen online as well, there were an outrage at this very meeting in which the local residents were saying, well, hang on a minute, how can I guarantee, with this being so close to a school, and given that we don't vet people? I remember the incident of Tom Robinson, the aspiring Royal Marine, who was stabbed to death by a bloke who had killed someone in Europe. He got here, and we didn't run any checks on him to find out what he had actually done before he got here. And he ended up killing someone, and now he's at His Majesty's pleasure, funded by you and I. And these concerns are really laudable concerns, incredibly important concerns. But they're not heard. They're just routinely ignored. So I understand the sheer frustration. And I say good for the Conservatives for allowing people to actually have their voices heard like this, because they don't get to do it. And why is that? Ask yourself that question. It's because they know they are entirely out of step with the public. I'm angry. I don't feel like our girls are safe. You know, I've got a young little niece. What kind of world, what kind of society is she growing up in? One that's increasingly unsafe, in which rapes, stabbings, and all these, definitely theft at least, is going through the roof. We don't know anything about these people. We know that we don't want them here, yet all we hear is inaction. Sir Keir Starmer says that one of his key priorities is tackling illegal migration. Well, I tell you what, if you're giving them private healthcare, hotel stays, and a slew of other taxpayer-funded benefits, why the hell not? Why the friggin' hell would they not want to come to this country, to us mugs here in Britain? If I were in that position, I bloody well would. The pull factors, they're better pull factors than there are on bloody Knightsbridge for the rich and famous.